Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today, I am going to read out you the article on Atheism, Challenges and Responses written by Dr. Daneshwar Sahu, the Professor of Philosophy, Bhubaneswar, Orissa. Despite some stipulated definition of atheism for whatever reasons, the term literally means positive denial of any divine power, mostly the existence of a God. The term atheism relative in the sense that it is meaningful in the context of theism. Atheism comes as a critic of theism in the sense that it exposes the hollowness of the arguments that theists advocate to support the existence of some God. Sociological and anthropological studies reveal the evolution of God idea in human society. Psychologists say that man's sense of fear, insecurity, and ignorance led him to believe in some supernatural power supposed to control the phenomena of nature and events of human life. Monotheism came at a much later stage, which was preceded by animism, that means attributing living soul to inanimate objects and natural phenomena. Henotheism, worshipping only the God of one's own origin out of plurality of gods, and polytheism, believing and worshipping many gods. In the process of social evolution and intellectual elevation, monotheism appears internally coherent and also fascinating within the framework of religion and philosophy. Most of the religions of the world present an anthropomorphic notion of God in the sense that God is the divine though. According to this view, God is personal, who has created human beings in his own image. This religious notion takes God mostly as self-existent, having absolute ontological independence. On the other hand, in philosophy, some metaphysical speculations have been made like the one that God is equated with all the beings, that God is the absolute being, that God is the transcendent reality, or that God is something beyond conceptual categorization, etc. Not only philosophers have speculated some theories about God, but also there has been an attempt to prove the existence of God at the intellectual level. Once upon a time, mostly during the medieval period, some theologians attempted to prove the existence of God by rational arguments. For example, Saint Thomas Aquinas held the view that reason is capable of working within faith. Taking faith as a starting point, he innovated rational arguments to prove that there is a supernatural being called God. In absence of any scientific explanation of the world and its numerous mysteries, it was very natural to believe that everything is being created, controlled, and guided by some supernatural power, that is God. Prior to the advent of European Renaissance and the Age of Enlightenment, followed by scientific innovations, religion had greatly influenced all aspects of human life and social institutions. In the religious framework, God is the most important notion and the sine qua non of human existence and all that happen around us in the natural world. Religion mostly advocated the idea that God is the source of all moral obligations. Theologians and some philosophers as well tried to justify morality on the basis of God. A mindset prevailed for centuries that in order to be moral, one need be a believer and religious. All acts of injustice, war, violence, cruelties, etc., were supposed to be punished by God. The moral asymmetry, that is, suffering of good people and prosperity of bad people, was explained by bringing many religious speculations. In some religions, it is assumed that the present suffering is the consequence of some bad deeds done in some previous birth, and in any evil deed would be punished by God, who is the moral arbiter. So, morality or ethics, which is basically concerned with human conduct and value, is explained in a religious framework by bringing the idea of God. Further, it is assumed that faith in God provides motivation for moral life, and also God is the basis of all moral action. Our happiness, creativity, and excellence spring from God. All natural calamities and epidemics are considered as divine punishment to justice all human errors and cruelties. Thus, at the intellectual and moral plane, God occupied a pivotal position, and a non-theistic or skeptical attitude was treated as something basically bad and hateful. Consequently, Atheism was created as a much malign and derogatory term, and an atheist was looked down upon as a devil. History has been witness to the fact that many free thinkers and rationalists in different countries and cultures have been discredited by religious fundamentalists, their contemporaries. Even social reformers and seekers after truth have been ill-treated and intimidated for the same reason. Rationalists, skeptics, agnostics, social reformers, and free thinkers were described as atheists and humiliated by religious people in different societies at different times. And from here, we shall continue in the next episode again. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon. Please download Samaram multi-channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels.